map. It's a map set presented by Toyota, Oasis, Paris, Hollywood, and Havana in this map.
But by that point, he was already too far invested to escape. Big turnaround. Nice disengagement. The Gladiators, but now the Transcendence is going to need to be used here as Graviton connected on at least 5 players. The Shadow is good. OG is knocked to the ground. No one else really affected by that. And the Gladiators now have the shields up themselves. Transcendence brought in, but Decay is not able to get enough healing. Here's OG with the Shadow, though. Dallas capturing the point. The Gladiators control it to start with, so they're at 50%. There wasn't a lot of follow-up on the Shadow map.
No, they tried to follow it up, but it was the sound barrier that came in from Big Goose. 2 more eliminations here go in favor of the Dallas Fuel. Looks like you just got Void here trying to stall it out as OG picks up a few here towards the end, where it's like you leave everybody vulnerable from all sides. Rally here to open things up for Dallas. It'll be sound barrier grab here for the LA Gladiators.
A lot of value from that Transcendence there from Unco. Need to win this fight now. The Gladiators at 65% and counting. Shadow is there for OG. They catch Big Goose, but immediately the Transcendence comes in, and OG doesn't want to go for a charge to try and pick up the easy Lucio kill. It's too risky at this stage. Raw caught inside the grab, and finally, the Dallas Fuel are able to lure the Gladiators into their trap.
But and invest as well, right? But they don't pick up any eliminations off of the investment.
Grab straight away here. Oh, this self-destruct could be really nasty over the top here. Notes. No catch there. Shaz is right at the back of the play here. He was actually knocked, even though he was inside their Transcendence, but it's a 1-for-1. Unco is down, but Decay's missing. Big source of damage now off the table. And OG, a flanking Shatter, catches out Void. Zachary playing a dangerous game, needs to be careful. Roar up in the corner, somehow being kept alive. And we see the chase in there. Knows he needs to find this Reinhardt, but they lost AKM in the process. Zachary now beleaguered upon all sides. Can't do anything about it. And Note down the pit, he got hacked, so he couldn't even use his rocket boosters to get back. And all he can do is look on with dismay as the Gladiators reassert their dominance as the host. As much anymore though, right? The Bastion, Orisa. We've seen, like, so far we've seen more things.
Like, you need to force them into open space. Like, the Fuel are not going to fall for this.
Shortfall gets revealed, but goes for it anyway, and it works pretty well. This tactical visor is going to leave a mark. There is no doubt about it. Fortunately, Zachary wasn't hacked, so we can keep his shield up to protect his team for the most part, but how long is Note's defense matrix going to last? Not long enough is the answer.
Hydration on the flank here was like just soloing people on the right side.
Oh, look at that Twinkle Toes McGee. I like that. A little bit of fancy footwork from Decay on the point here. OG just gets splattered as he approaches. He may not even have seen that amplification matrix as it was cast, but it is so powerful with the Soldier 76. Problems even with the nano boost. He was taking a lot of damage from those darts, and now Shore4, he's in a great spot to get the damage done. And from long range, the Mortifier rings in, and he gets 2-for-1 in the last shot. Shore4 with 4, and Dallas Fuel hit the floor. About it though, perhaps a hack on hydration will be the most effective use of his talents currently, but he doesn't quite get it. He gets too far away. Shore4, another tank mode here, and the Vanguard Note has to cop the brunt of the damage, but he can't protect his team for the rest. AKM didn't know where that one came from, although I'm sure he could surmise. Again, it is Shore4 bringing the punishments, and the Gladiators make it look easy on Paris.
Shore4 with 7 tank kills.
See less of that more bunker focused defense, although there will be opportunities.
How tough the rest of their stages come in with a little bit more sense of urgency to this match.
And this is about as easy as it gets, as crazy as that is. Obviously a couple matches that definitely should be W's for them, but it's a tough stage in general for them. Raw waiting, disappears around the corner, but Zachary was shielding himself, and it looked like Unco had a projector barrier on him, so no one gets knocked down by the Shatter. Self-destruct used to try and fend the Gladiators off. Note doesn't find anything with that either. That chance now for LA to reset. Void went low. Sound barrier had to be employed there, and OG will wait for an overextension, but AKM's grab gets eaten up now. OG forced to back away, and it's going to be a self-destruct used to, believe it or not, create space for the Gladiators as they push forward now. Dallas have nowhere to go. OG couldn't find a good Earth Shatter at all because he just had no room to breathe. The Gladiators are choking the Fuel out. Still on each map you can like, opt to walk into and and reset. Go back to spawn. I'm all about it. Closer. Got mowed down. A huge shadow though. That's what we're looking for from OG. And it had to be the sound barrier coming out for the Gladiators, but will that be enough? Zachary, a little bit too big for his boots, or maybe he just got ahead of himself, but now the Fuel, they thought they had a chance to seize some impetus. But in fact, no, it was the Gladiators who were just waiting to give them a sense of security. No, with a self-destruct, Raw's going to give up the last few health points on his shield, and the Gladiators are going to keep moving now. The Fuel are in DEFCON 7. No shadow for OG. Soundbarrier for the Gladiators as well, so they go for it. Early parry here, Shadow, oh, doesn't look good. OG had to find something there. Dallas were trying to really just ride this momentum in. But now the Transcendence is going to make that a little bit hard. Unko has one of his own though, so it's about not losing anyone of these next few moments. AKM! Well, one good turn deserves another, I suppose. Both grabs within the last two fights eaten up, and Raw is desperately clinging to survival. He's able to get away, but OG, oh, he extends so far forward. AKM and Unko both knocked down. Now, Unko does have Transcendence, but is taken off the table. Surely they're going to touch the payload. Void just hanging out, but he takes a lot of front-loaded damage. And Discord, by the looks of things, doing a lot of the work. Here's a Transcendence. Raw gets a sound barrier, so even a charge into the wall won't be enough to claim his life. Good Transcendence from Shaz, and now we can retreat back to safety. Decay returns to the fray, and he's charged up and ready to rumble, but Shawfall goes down again. 2 deaths in quick succession for the Superstar. But this grab could end it all right now. Sound barrier is all well and good, but Decay can wait it out. Stay on the payload here. The last thing the Gladiators want to do is leave the payload at all. And that's the grab that should end it. No D-suited AKM down. And Justin gets to Zachary. Try as he might. It won't be enough. And in the final seconds, the series is clinched. It is the Los Angeles Gladiators that will be going 3-0. You also need to be doing that, right, if you want to stay in that pack and this world separation. See Void there, entrenching himself in the back lines. Well, Decay, that's another one eaten up, but Void's able to still get a kill on towards Unco, and that Shatter still caught Decay despite Raw having his shield up. Decay was just a little bit positioned forward of it now. And a sound barrier from the Dallas Fuel. They are really going for it here. They lost Unco before they had a chance to use the Transcendence. And these two teams have basically swapped sides of the payload now as they continue to chase each other around and around. But OG needs to be careful. That shield is low. 543 on the shield. Transcendence had to be used there, and Unco gets back in the nick of time.
You get a D-Mech here, though. AKM building up another grab. You would hate to have to use this here, though, as your few players up on. Well, he's kind of forced to use it. The rally coming out.
Was he, though?
From Surefour. You know, hey,
wait. Said control pretty quickly. Dropping down now. They want to move the payload, but they can't because the Fuel are coming it up. DK finally goes to a grab that looks good, but Unco was holding his Transcendence that entire time. Maybe the Gladiators were hoping that they'd spend it for any other reason, but they didn't.
You see the self-destruct go so far.
Oh, that's rough. AKM and Zachary, they're both knocked down here. The Gladiators might get a bit of a look in here. And now the Dallas Fuel, eventually the facade falls away. And they'll get another shot at this now. It's a decent walk back for the Dallas. OG goes for the Shadow. That is epic. Oh, but the crack back is even better. Raw's able to knock down most of the Dallas Fuel here. OG constantly being stunned up in this fight. Raw cut down with a fire strike here, and in overtime, the Dallas Fuel might have found the opening. 2 very big Earth Shatters, but the Dallas Fuel were able to withstand. And Unco's close to another Transcendence here. Decay finally chased down. Finally, the Dallas Fuel were able. We'll see Los Angeles try and control the pace here. No, that's the high ground. Zarya gets the D-suit on the Diva. Raw's just going to back up, gives some space, wait for the Fuel to make a mistake. But with the Transcendence in play now, the Gladiators can be that much more reckless, that much more aggressive. And Raw giving lots of charge over. It's going to be a Transcendence now coming out from Unco here. Raw in a position, might have a Shadow, might have to be a desperation play before he gets picked off. He gets knocked. AKM's caught inside the Graviton Surge, and Decay's there to help laser him down. Void assists with the kill. Shaz and Big Goose dealing with Unco in the backside of things, and OG gets stunned into that one. Zachary down. Last legs for the Dallas Fuel, and they do not take long to give out. A clean sweep in the series for the Los Angeles Gladiators, but that last map especially